And we're back. The 2023 season began, and we started on the right foot. By winning the race and lapping everyone because we're playing on normal, but for the sake of the story, let's say we've had a good result. So we read the news, the socials, the emails, so off to the next chapter. To search the news, really? When is the phone call happening? Okay. F2 superstar Callie Meyer. Her monumental win in Formula 2 last season has left many wondering just what's next for Callie Meyer. I definitely achieved what I set out to do in F2. Perhaps a little too quickly, she replies, when pressed on the matter. Just because I'm not visible on the track this season doesn't mean I'm not driving. I'm busier than ever. We asked what her daily routine currently looks like, and she now sees a future in Formula 1 after her success last season. I'm in the simulator most days, helping one of Formula 1 teams with test driving and car evaluation, so who knows. It's difficult and not just about talent. So much is down to funding and being in the right place at the right time, and then it continues. A bright turnaround at Countersport. All points to the fact that Countersport seems like a brand new team this season. Many would argue that it's all down to Casper Ackerman taking the managerial driving seat as team principal. He's certainly a man that knows his way around the team after a long industrious career of his own. The drivers too seem to be racing with a new sense of purpose, especially Devon Butler, who is consistently flying out the grid as he's got something to prove. So with a car that's finally performing this season, and drivers who seem to know just how to handle it, Countersport are last delivering on their potential as a racing outfit to watch out for, and it continues on. I'll look into 2022's Albert Park track updates, and it's been a year since the track refreshes around Melbourne's Albert Park debuted. The driver will be familiar with it now, but it's worth reminding ourselves what we're dealing with. 7 of its couldn't have been modified, many of them widened, so as to encourage overtaking and closer wheel-to-wheel racing. 2 are moved entirely, with what was a chicane at 9 and 10 becoming a straight. 1, 3, 6, and 15 are all widened, and 13 and 15 are altered camber, to allow for multiple racing lines. Australia was good value last year. Let's hope for more of the same this year and then it continues on. The variety history of Albert Park, or varied. Of course, while Albert Park is synonymous with Formula 1 across the world, if you're a Melbourne native who isn't versed in motorsport, it might mean something different. Because Albert Park is, well, park based on a lovely lake with restaurants, playgrounds in the facility, and some nice housing. But that wasn't always the case. In fact, Albert Park was once victim to Melbourne's wet and waste problem and became a makeshift garbage repository. Okay, that's interesting. Eventually used for grazing, military training, and rifle practice, the park was protected and connected by train to the rest of the city center, eventually opening up to housing, sport, and leisure activities like boating. So it was basically a dumpster fire, basically. As low shift towards sow the seeds for what we think is Albert Park today, and impressive, and then it continues on. Okay, I actually wasn't aware of that. So, actually the switch from Adelaide saved this whole place up. Okay. Now the socials, Jess McFadden, Arab, bunch of generics, Noble, David Colfard. Okay. Now for the emails. Aidan and Devon, everything's running perfectly, but we're about to make some last minute tweaks to the transmission. Should squeeze a little more performance out of it, but I'll leave it down in the garage so I can go through with it with you both face to face. I'll be here, so pop down as soon as you can, Phil. Let's keep it up. Boys, we've had a great start to the season, but now it's always the risky part. Let's keep the energy up and not take our eyes off the prize. I always do find the first 3 races tricky. It's easy to rest on the laurels once you've started to find form. Let's go out there today as if it's the last race we'll ever do. Dev, the year of LA Private Tour is booked and confirmed. I'll put the details on your diary, but you'll be picked up from your hotel on 8 AM on Monday. Don't be late for this one. It's a full day and there's a lot going on. Please don't leave everyone waiting this time. Also, Nigel Mansell. Oh, you slimy fuck. Oh no. Okay. Also, Nigel Mansell's driving gloves have finally arrived. The auction house were extremely apologetic about the delay. I forgot that auction even happened. It was so long ago. I'm not sure where you want Pete to put them, and I have a sneaky suspicion that you may not care. Perhaps somewhere showdown in the basement. Honestly, I still think it was an incredible amount of money to spend. Just to annoy someone. You bitch. Oh god. Come on when you can, K. One more thing, I almost forgot. I have 2 calls now from a private clinic. Something mentioned about an appointment you booked and won't talk to me about it. Do you know anything about this? And if so, can you call them? Enjoy Australia, K. Oh, oh, you fuckhead. Okay, let's get to the race.
Here comes Butler, good pace here down the straight. Into the corner we go. That's a little too late, and he nearly goes off the track on the exit. And is that a lapse in concentration?
I think just a little bit of desperate driving there, Crofty. He's pushing way too hard. I mean, there's nobody else around him at this stage.
Okay, Devon, we're going to have to ease off from the brakes. Brakes don't feel right. Okay, we'll have a look at it, but you're going to see a drop-off in performance, I'm afraid. What? Why? We've asked you to take it easy on the last lap, but pushing has made the issue even worse, so we're just going to have to live with it for now. What are you talking about? Listen, just do what you can, please, Devon. Come on.
Alright, here we are. Yeah, something's definitely wrong with Devon. If he's already driving the car. Ugh. Okay. Past Hulkenberg. Ooh, okay then. Okay, past Stroll. Where the hell is Aiden, come to think of it? Oh, Jesus. Okay, okay. The car doesn't feel good at all. Past... Ooh, okay there, Esteban. More contact with Norris. There you go. Last lap of the race. By the way, does anybody remember DNF Duel? The... Oh god, okay, okay. Past Hamilton. Ooh, alright then. That was a lot more dirtier than I wanted it to be. And contact with Perez. There we go. Past Sargent. By the way, does anybody remember DNF Duel? The fighting game that has become a bit of a meme because of its situation. Well, yesterday they released a new character called Spectre, or as I like to call her, a Morika mod in the making. I wanted to make a video about the game for a very, very long time, but decided against it. Oh boy. But decided against it once the season pass was announced. And I really hope she's a good character, because making us wait for like half a year, I won't accept anything that's mediocre or even average. But then again, that game is like super weird. Basically, it was announced, then nothing, complete radio silence for months. Then suddenly character reveals started dropping, character reveal trailers started dropping. Then the beta was made available around the same time of the KOF, of the King of Fighters 15 beta. Then radio silence again. The game gets released almost out of nowhere. Complete another radio silence again for months. Final lap of the race in the meantime. I think half a year passes, there's a balance patch, again, more Radio Silence, only for Arc 6 to go, oh, we're actually going to give a season pass to this game, we're actually going to support it. Again, out of complete nowhere. And it took this long for just the first character to appear, so I have no idea how long the other characters are going to take. Okay. So Verstappen is unreachable, but whatever. There we go. Gone. Okay. Verstappen wins the race into the main straight. And that's the end of the chapter.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Look, this isn't the first time we've seen Devon Butler go rogue, but the question is, what are Connor Sport going to do about it?
Well, it's really hard, as we've seen so many times before, Crofty, in the past. So hard to control your drivers. In a way, they're their own entity, but on the top of it, they're working for the team, and that's what you want. It's a very hard situation to manage.
And working for the team, Casper Ackerman wanted to make a clean break for this year. This does feel, though, that it's something that they might have had to have dealt with last season.
It's really not what they wanted. A repeat of what happened in the past, and you cannot let it go on. It can't continue. They're just damaging the reputation of the team and their own reputation as well. They have to sort it out. I'm sure they'll be having words.
So it's all changed here in Australia, and as the teams acclimatised to their new standings, so will we. Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Now, Devon, you didn't respond to a team order today. In Hungary last season, you said it was a comms issue, but Connor Sport claimed they didn't know what that issue was. So, are they hiding something? What's really going on here?
I'm going to go for this one.
Everything I say is going to be taken out of context. So I'd rather not fuel that kind of speculation. I'll debrief the team, and we'll figure out how we can stop it happening again. That's all there is to it.
Devon, you finished the race with a compromised car today. What was that like for you?
Fuck. This one.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward, you know. Obviously, it wasn't going as fast as we all wanted it to, but, well, you saw the race. I got the best out of a bad situation. That's just what you have to do sometimes.
Now, some have been saying that you do get preferential treatment because your father funds the team. What do you say to those allegations?
This one.
That always strikes me as really odd, like as if the only reason that I'm fast on the track is because my dad funds the team. You know, how is that an explanation? It's ridiculous.
So how do you expect Connor Sport to perform this season based on your performance so far?
Yeah, this one.
Got me, haven't they? So, yeah, I expect us to do pretty well. If they can sort out the car this time around, I'll get them all the points their little hearts desire.
That's great, thank you.
Okay. Okay, developing the car. The early returns on this year's car study was the right decision to switch development when we did last year. There is still so much season left, but we put ourselves in a good position to compete with our rivals. Okay, so that was a good decision to focus on the 2023 car. That's good. He said, what? Devon refused to comment what happened out there today. Speculation is rife. What should we say? That was a great driver. It was simple misunderstandings. These things happen. No comment or criticize. I think I'm gonna go for no comment. Alright, let's the news. Wait. There we go. This time I remembered.
You nip this in the bud, Cass. Do you hear me?
Andreo,
Butler, what was that out there today? I will not have a return to last season. We are a team. He cannot be allowed to do just what he wants.
just calm down. I have it under control.
Well, this is Devon we're talking about. There is no control. He nearly lost the car, Casper.
But he didn't. You know what it gets like out there. I'm sure there's an explanation.
Or an excuse.
And we'll find out. I'll be racing it at the debrief, okay? So I'll report back to you.
Okay, hang on. Look, I've got to go. I've got Davidoff on the other line.
Of course you have. Enjoy.
Cast, you asshole. Anyway, the case of the missing team order. While fans across the world heard the order come through on the Countersport radio, Devon Butler appears to be the only one who missed it. Reaction from those in and around the racing world have been polarized. Calls for Countersport to let the man drive, quote-unquote, on social media have made a conflicted view from those close to the paddock. Formula F1 driver Lucas Webber branded the incident as typical Butler, adding, in all the years he's been driving, Devon's arrogance hasn't one diminished. Now, it seems like he's been given a license to do what he wants. He's uncontrollable. The comfort of the armchair. But it always surprised me how he readily uses the comfort of the armchair. Oh. Oh my god. Oh god. I'm laughing because I'm remembering all the mess of the armchair warrior, the keyboard warriors comments that Mike Joy did earlier in the NASCAR season, and oh boy, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm losing time. Sorry. The comfort of the armchair. But it was surprised me how really those of us watching on cry and wail about how the driving the car is somehow doing it all wrong, quote unquote. Ever notice how easy it is to make those assessments from the comfort of your sofa? You take a bite from your sandwich, reach for another sip of your drink, and comfortably pass judgment that the driver in question is an idiot. Regardless of what actually happened on the track with Devon Butler in Melbourne, there is a difference between the driver sitting in the seat of an F1 car competing at the highest level of motorsport and a spectator sitting in comfort in homes and TV studios, staring at the screens passing judgment from afar. Just for once, let's acknowledge the difficulty of the sport and give Devon Butler the benefit of the doubt. And those are the old news. For socials, Maxime, Jesse McFadden, Lucas drives, I think. Oh yeah, it's Lucas Webber. Okay, the Devon fan, Arav, Ben Daly, the Ackerman fan. There we go. For the emails. Casper, we've just run a full diagnostics check on Devon's car. I won't go into everything here, but it's not quite as bad as we feared. Should be good to go again in no time. Let's talk about it when you're next in the garage. Okay, Davidoff. Casper, call me as soon as you get this. We've discussed the part line with regard to what happened out there today. We all know that certain things will always be temperamental come race day. I will not have the finger put in a Devon for this one. Call me. And now Zoe. Hey Cass, saw the race. Hope there's not too much drama to deal with. But then I guess there's always this, right? Lily's still cheering for Aiden. I'm still cheering for you. Hang in there. Okay, and with that, we're gonna end the video here. So, if you liked it, give it a like. If you're interested in more content like this, hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you get it when next video drops. I have nothing else to say, but then see you next video, everybody. This is Alpha, signing out.